Hey guys, it's Tahera Rene from Filter Free with Tahera Rene Christy. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you about it. It's free, first of all. We like free. And it's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will actually distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in a podcast all in one place. But right now you got to go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Do it now. Go. Welcome to a special edition of Filter Free with Tahera Rene Christy. While we are all in quarantine because of the COVID-19 coronavirus, I have nothing but time to speak to all of you in between rounding up my children to get schoolwork done and keeping our home clean and, of course, walking my dog. So right now I am giving Junior his daily walk because I do have a puppy and he's got a lot of energy and a lot of poop. It's got to come out somewhere other than my backyard. So I wanted to chat a little bit about anxiety because I know that being cooped up indoors for many days, potentially many months, with your family members, there are a lot of concerns that can come up as a result. And I just want to make sure that people have just some perspective on the subject of anxiety. And of course, anxiety can come along with depression because it can kind of breed itself into and intertwine itself into each other. Sometimes depression can bring anxiety, and anxiety can bring on depression. And this is something very real that we all need to manage. And there are different levels to anxiety. Sometimes people are anxious when they're with other people. Sometimes the anxiety is brought on when they're by themselves. And we're all going to be experiencing a little bit of both of that as of lately. And so I just wanted to address that and give you guys some tips and tools to kind of manage and navigate through dealing with anxiety during these difficult times. So anxiety, by definition, is the fear of something that either has not happened or has happened in the past, and the fear of it happening again. It's, for a lack of a better way of saying it, living not in the present. To live in the present means you can see your surroundings, know that you're safe, nothing has happened, or not predicting what may happen as a result of experiences that you've had in the past. And so it is super important that moment by moment and hour by hour and day by day, we remain present in every situation that we experience. Because right now things are so uncertain. So anxiety, of course, being rooted in uncertainty, is going to be prevalent. And people obviously have the ability to go to the doctor if they need to, and treat it medically. But before you even get to that point, we want to give you some tools and some tips and some tricks in order to manage your self-care during these times that are so uncertain for all of us. First of all, just breathe. Just breathe. One of the biggest things that you can do when dealing with anxiety is just to breathe. The first thing that you want to do is check out 4 points in the room that you're in right now. Just look. You can look at a clock. You can look at a desk. You can look at a bed, a chair, a TV, a corner in the room, whatever it is, so that you remember where you are. Because sometimes anxiety is one thought after another thought after another thought that then you spiral out of control into thoughts that become very real in your mind, but really aren't, because they're rooted in the unknown. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And if that happens, then this happens. And you can literally mentally talk yourself into a space of fear, worry, sweaty palms, rapid heartbeat. All of these things can cause you concern for your health and well-being. And the whole point of right now, especially, and these are tips and advice that you can take anywhere and any time in your life, but especially right now where we're in small quarters and limited access to many things. Money concerns are going to be huge right now, and people are panicking. So just remember where you are. You're in 2020, and life is not what it used to be, but everything is going to be okay with time. You don't have to take the extremes of looking at it from we're all going to die or everything's fine. I should just be able to do whatever I want. You want to be responsible, and you also want to take precautions, but you don't want to be crazy. So stay active. Right now I'm taking my dog for a walk. I have time to do that, and I'm in an area that doesn't require me to be around other people to walk him. So I'm grateful for that. There are other people who may walk their dogs, but we go across the street and avoid them for right now. It's not being rude. It's just self-care, right? If you're drinking and smoking during this time because you're like, it's the apocalypse, we're all going to die anyhow, you're adding to your anxiety. Try not to drink and smoke. It's probably not a smart idea right now, even though it's easy. If you're dealing and suffering with anxiety, which can lead to depression, you're furthering, first of all, weakening your immune system, which we need to have very strong immune systems right now. If you're not supplementing and taking lots and lots of vitamins in order to ensure that your immune system is well, drinking and smoking is just breaking it down even further. So I highly encourage you to take better care of yourself and ditch the caffeine. I get it. Coffee in the morning is kind of a habit, but most of us are not going into an office where we're going to need it. We're at home. Some of us with kids, and sometimes you may feel like, well, I need coffee to deal with my kids. You know what? They're going to be all right, because guess what? We're not the only ones having to adjust. Yes, they're not in their classrooms, they're not seeing their friends, they're not doing their normal activities, but if mom needs a break and needs a rest for a couple hours, a siesta, we can actually afford to siesta right now. Take a nap. Even if, SpongeBob has watched a few kids over the years, okay? He can watch your kids for a half hour or two so that you can get some rest, so that you can be in tip-top shape and not snapping at them and treating them like they're a burden of yours. They're your children. They're no burden. They're just inconvenienced just like you. This is a great time to have some empathy for your neighbor and your family member and the people in your life. The other thing is meditation. It's super important to pray, of course, and a lot of people pray during these times and ask God for various things, but meditation is listening, right? Meditation is listening to what God has to say back to you, and you cannot listen if you're talking. So prayer is great, but meditation right now is imperative because we need to hear what the divine is trying to say to all of us during a time where he shut the whole world down. When was the last time God did that? He shut the whole world down because it's time for us to see the sky and not be polluted. Factories have shut down. Businesses have shut down. Families are quarantined in their homes. And we haven't been in our homes together at dinner time on purpose probably since the 1950s, honestly. And so my family has played more games and had more fun together in the last 24 hours than we probably have in weeks. And it's because we're forced to get to know each other and visit one another and see about each other. So take the good with the bad. This is not all negative. It's not necessarily negative. Obviously, there are systems that are going to be put in place to take care of all of us, but it starts with you. So do some deep breathing, meditate, listen to what is being told to you through spiritual realms and your inner ear and your sixth sense. Take care of yourself. No caffeine, no alcohol. Try not to smoke. And stay active so that you can be clear and you don't have spiraling thoughts that can lead to a depressive nature and a depressive time, because there are plenty of people in this world that self-isolate already. This is just regular life. But then if it's regular for them, it can lead to additional bouts with depression or manic depression. And depression is just complete and utter sadness. And right now is not the time to be sad. Right now is the time to connect and be together and be as one and really love ourselves and love our family and our neighbor and our friends virtually, but as best as we can with as much empathy and grace as we expect from the divine. So I just wanted to chat with you all a little bit and let you know anxiety and depression is very real. It's real in normal life, and it can be even more overwhelming in difficult times that we don't know what to do. So I love you all. Be safe, stay healthy. Please leave comments and share this message with people you care about. I love you for that and hope you have a great rest of your day.